Yeah, this is where you tell me my microphone's been on all the time during that segment. Hello, good evening and a very warm welcome to Love Audio's YouTube channel. My name is Paul Webber. Great to be alive and great to be here tonight. As the headline grabber suggested, we have had a fire here. I'm just going to quickly show you a photograph. This is out of the flat door, which is literally less than a metre and a half away from where I'm sat right now. And as you can see, the fire destroyed pretty much all of the dry store and the cellar that was right next to those stone steps that you see leading down to the ground floor. Now, I'm pleased to say that that's as far as it spread. I was awakened by the alarm going off, and the alarm is connected through the whole building as well, so it's pretty good. But yeah, I was awoken by the alarm sounding at around 2 o'clock Sunday morning, early hours of Sunday morning. And I panicked first of all, thinking, hang on a minute, I'm the only one in the building. Nobody's burnt the toast. Can't be that. So I went to my door, opened the door, and I was faced with like all I can describe as like a blanket of white smoke. So I immediately pulled the door closed again, and some of it came into the flat, and it still does kind of pong a bit up here. Thank you, Ina. Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Ara. Thank you very much indeed for your message. Says, I hope you're okay. Yes, thank you. So yeah, pulled the door to. Immediately ran back into my bedroom, picked up my phone and immediately dialed the emergency services straight through to the fire brigade. Whilst I was doing that, I got changed real quick because I realised I had to go out in the street. So I got some jeans on and a top and stuff, and went down through the building, just checking all the different rooms and everything that were around, just to make sure that it wasn't in the pub itself, and or in the rooms below me, and. Still on the phone to the emergency services team, fire brigade. They were absolutely fantastic. They arrived literally within 10 to 15 minutes of me being making that initial call. So I want to praise and give thanks to Devon and Somerset Fire and Rescue, who dispatched, I believe it was 8 fire engine teams and crews from across the county, including Bovey Tracy, Newton Abbot, I think Chagford, Morton Hampstead, Newton Abbot, Torquay, I believe, and also Middlemore up in Exeter. All of those crews attended in some form or another, and I'm pleased to say managed to extinguish the fire. Now, I went across the road, and you'll see just in the corner of this particular shot, up in the left-hand corner of the church, that's right opposite where I live. And I was stood next to that wall near where that yellow car is. So I was stood next to that wall, and I could feel the heat from the fire, which was now obviously well alight. These 2 kind of wooden doors were on fire. I couldn't quite see through to that, obviously. But it was the intense heat that was coming from that room was just incredible. I also advised, the fire brigade that there were gas cylinders in the cellar itself, so that kind of CO2 gas cylinders for the gases and stuff like that you need to pump the beer through to the pub itself. So I was concerned about that. There was also a massive propane gas tank at the back of the building, which I was kind of aware of and advised the fire services of as well. And they also managed to shift a couple of portable gas cylinders out of the way. They were using breathing apparatus to go into the building itself to kind of fight the fire. They obviously went up to my stone steps and fought the fire from above. That's why you see all this kind of debris that's around there as well. And the corrugated iron had kind of buckled under the heat. So all of that was pulled off so that they could actually get to the seat of the fire. You can see just through the cracks there in the wooden panels there that's been boarded up now, which was the 2 doors that had kind of perished in the fire leading out towards the road. And yeah, just, grateful to everybody involved. And it was just the most scariest thing I've ever experienced. I never, ever want to go through any of that ever again. And I just wanted to come on today and just explain, how I felt about it and how things were. And, just the fact that the fire brigade got there in a remarkably quick time. And I think that's because that most of the village here is made up of, thatched properties. So they wanted to get to the village as soon as possible. And one of the fire officers said to me, he said, as soon as the call came in and it was mentioned that it was Lustley, we all kind of went, and they know that they're going to be in for what could be potentially a very dangerous situation. So, but they were all geared up for that. They had protective gear on, of course. And as I say, fire breathing apparatus was worn by a lot of the people that the firefighters that came into the building. They also obviously checked the main building, and they doused the thatched roof that's above me here, literally in the roof, because I'm in the roof space, as you can probably tell by the shape of this building. I'm in the roof space. So they doused the thatched roof with like a foam solution, I guess, and it looked like it had snowed over the thatched roof. But of course, the idea of that was to dampen it down in case any sparks flew up from the main fire and then kind of landed on the thatch, and then would, of course, burnt the pup to the ground, which is, thank goodness, not what happened. So yeah, I'm just wanted to come on and just say hi. I'm okay. I'm fine. The news that this has happened just after a film crew were here less than a week ago. It's just kind of followed on, and the news has kind of spread. I don't know if it's gone global or not yet, but certainly throughout the UK, the news is that this fire has taken place. And I just wanted to come on and kind of set the record straight, really, and just say, look, it was an accidental fire. It wasn't started deliberately. We're still investigating the cause of it, and we're obviously, once we get to the bottom of that, we'll of course release a statement to that effect. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and say hi, and the fact that I'm okay, and I was the only person in the building because everybody else had gone home for the evening. I'd already been at a different venue and come back at about 12:30 in the morning, and then went to sleep. And of course, then was woken by the fire alarms going off, and thank goodness they were working. They're all connected throughout the whole building, and they operate on a mains system, so you can't disconnect them from the ceilings and stuff like that. They are hardwired in. And Wi-Fi working then. Yes, it is. The Wi-Fi is working. Within 6 hours, the local infrastructure for electricity were on site, because they had to isolate supply to the two buildings that I showed you in the picture earlier. So this particular building, there's a separate supply that comes in, and that was still showing as warm, not necessarily on fire, but certainly warm as in it's still electrified and it's still connected. So what they had to do was disconnect that, but they had to come and dig up the car park, which is next to that building, and the wall on the left-hand side of that particular picture. So they had to come and disconnect that, and so they dug up the road, and the car park particularly, and then isolated that particular supply. And so once that had happened, then the officer responsible for the electricity came in and said, look, there's no reason why you can't switch the rest of the electricity back on, which is exactly what we did, to try and rectify everything, but get the Wi-Fi back on so we can have connection with the outside world and phone lines and all that kind of thing, and all the internet and stuff like that. It's all connected, and of course it revolves around the fact that we didn't have any electricity at the time, because everything was switched off by the fire brigade, and quite rightly so, just in case. So yeah, that is my news up to date. If you have any questions, please do drop them in the comments. Love to hear from you. We're not going to do anything about audio production tonight. I didn't think it was appropriate. We haven't got anything to test, so I thought, well, we'll leave it like that. What I did bring back, by the way, just for the Rode microphone we tested last week, the NT1A, was this fantastic Rode gauze that goes over the front of microphones like so, and a cradle that comes with the microphone as well. And my friend has very kindly offered to sell it to me for a very knockdown price. So Brad, thank you if you're watching. Thanks very much indeed. We will be using the microphone concern, which is this one at the back there. I can't quite bring it to you because I'm sat down today. But this is the Rode NT1A, which is in the holder there. So that will go on the stand itself. And then the gauze is obviously meant to protect against any plosives going across the diaphragm. So there we go. That's the only bit of kind of audio news I'm going to share with you tonight. But listen, thanks so much for jumping on, and thanks for watching this brief kind of overview about what's happened over the last 48 to 72 hours. It's been pretty hectic, but we hope to open. The good news is that we hope to open tomorrow lunchtime. And we were sat down having a chat, some of the staff and I, a little earlier on, and the boss pipes up. He said, he said, what you want to do is put on the menu barbecue chicken, char-grilled vegetables, and smoked haddock. Courtesy of the fire, of course. He is joking, we're not going to have those on the menu, but, who knows. So that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. As I say, it's a bit of a short one tonight, but I just wanted to come on and say hi and just explain my point of view and the fact that, we're still here, we're still ticking, and we're going to be opening tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on next week's show, 10 p.m, and we'll definitely be doing some audio production then. All right. Take care. Good night. I can have a coffee now. I should have had one before I started, but yeah, I'm going to go and have a coffee. Take care. Good night.